Hi, this is Ruby Powers with Powers Law Group. It is 5:40 on Friday, March 22nd. It's a little late for our normal time, but I'm giving you a quick update. We already did Facebook Live in English earlier. So just briefly, we had some news of the week. We had the American Bar Association came out saying that U.S. immigration courts are on the brink of collapse. They came out with a report and went into more detail about the irredeemably dysfunctional calling about the courts. So there are serious systematic issues according to the report, and that's why what's known as Article 1 court, close to what we have in tax and bankruptcy courts, and this would be a court that's independent from the Justice Department. And this is a strong, we are advocating with the American Immigration Lawyers Association, as well as I advocate personally and as an immigration attorney for more independence for immigration court. So this report came out, and I think it's being around the news, making its rounds, and I think people are understanding more about its independence. Another news, we had ICE sets records for arrests of undocumented immigrants with no criminal record. This is unfortunate at this time. And federal immigration agents under President Trump have set a new record for arrests of undocumented immigrants who don't have a criminal record. And so we're starting to see that, which is really important to have an immigration attorney either go have a consultation in advance, so that way you can know what your options are and your rights are at the time, so that you're not so, you're more at peace with what you know, and you've had that opportunity to do that research before it's going to be too late. So please be aware of that. We've also been seeing in some cases where some asylum applicants were actually picked up by ICE, even though while their asylum was pending. And we found out in asylum liaison meeting this week that is out of the asylum office's control if there is a notice to detain an immigrant. So we also attended the Houston Immigration Legal Services Collaborative press conference and meeting this week, and they're going to come out with an app that provide more information to immigrants about what different programs are out there provided by different organizations. And we also attended the USCIS AILA Asylum liaison meeting, and we'll be having an article come out later on about some of the recent things that we've learned from the asylum office. In general, they're hiring, and they're still trying to get through the backlog, and that's what we're seeing with the asylum office. And then the other thing that we also saw in the news this week is that there's scrutiny of the Remain in Mexico policy that was started, it was announced in December and then started happening more in January. And it accuses civil rights groups have asked Judge Richard Seaberg in San Francisco to put the asylum policy on hold while the lawsuit moves forward. There's a lawsuit pending. Families seeking asylum are typically released in the U.S. with notices to appear in court, but now they're returned back to Mexico. This lawsuit accuses Homeland Security and immigration officials of depriving immigrants of their right to apply for asylum, making it difficult and impossible to do so. Because right now in the immigration court, there's around 800,000 cases pending. There has been some recent changes with the immigration judges in Houston, and we'll give you more of an update in an article next week about that. Some movement of detained judge to non-detained docket, and a new supervising immigration judge, and trying to remember everything else. I will be attending the American Immigration Lawyers Association National Day of Action, a day of advocacy, in April 11th in Washington, D.C., and we'll be giving updates there. And I know what I forgot to tell you. I went to Austin last week, and I was advocating for immigrant rights in Austin with the state reps and senators and their staff, and the various bills that touch on immigration, and we'll be giving a little bit more update about those as well. All of the bills have been filed by March 8th, and now they're in committee, and some will be rejected, some will be changed, some will be voted in, and so we have to be vigilant of those bills that impact immigration. And I think that's about it. I know it's we had a tough week here in Houston with the Deer Park fire, and then we have ozone week and different days with the weather. But hopefully it's clearing up and people can go have a nice weekend. Hope everyone's staying safe. That's a really quick summary of what we've got going on here. So we are closed for the weekend, but in the future, feel free to give us a call at 713-589-2085, and we are available. We have 4 attorneys, a lot of staff. We can help respond to requests for evidence, notice of intent to denial, denials. Even if if we weren't your attorney, we can help out. We can assess. We have the ability to react quickly with the amount of staff and expertise that we have here. And it is H-1B push next week. Those are going to be going out. So it is, there's a lot going on. So hope you have a great weekend. Again, this is Ruby Powers of Powers Law Group. You can always reach us at rubypowerslaw.com and also 713-589-2085. Take care. Thanks.